Hey YouTube, Crash is back. Just a random video today, I guess, nothing in particular. This will be about the third attempt now, if I can. Hopefully the wind will cut down, hopefully the phone won't fall over again. Um, but yeah, I don't know, just starting the video to say once again, thank all of y'all for dropping by, saying hello, checking out a couple videos. All the likes and subscriptions are awesome. If any of y'all can share as much as possible. And like I said, I noticed that I think they said about 50% of y'all that are watching aren't subscribed. I think it was 48% is. I'm not a pro with this YouTube thing. I'm just trying to feel it out. But if y'all don't mind, like I said, and you could, click that subscribe button, hit that silly little bell icon. That way at least let you know if I put up a video, if y'all care or not. It's just, I picked the worst name for YouTube. Obviously y'all know that, I'm just realizing it. But it's impossible to find me on there. You find every kind of car accident, plane accident, every crash you could think of besides me. So, thank you Josh for helping out, because if it wasn't for him, I swear none of y'all would know I'm even on here. But thanks to him again, I've got to speak to some of the most incredible people who have been through the same, if not worse, if not completely different, but still in a rough situation and have come out on top. I mean, there's people I've talked to that still work every single day. There's people that have kids. There's people that do everything, even 10 times more than people that don't even have a sore back. And that right there, just, I mean, I'm on like cloud 25, thanks to y'all. It's been an inspiration for me. I'm not asking for y'all to help me by any means, but you have. Just talking, saying hi, sharing stories, seeing what's up. I mean, wow, I have so much energy, and I'm just so happy, thanks to y'all. I mean, like I said, it's incredible. There's so many of y'all out there. It's unfortunate that there's so many people in this situation, or worse, like I said, completely different without amputation, just in a bad position. But it's just incredible to see how many people are still just rolling, keeping it going, just not stopping. I mean, it's easy to say that sitting in your room or sitting in the house and it's dark and it's depressing and you don't want to do anything and blah, blah, blah. That's not the easy part. I messed up on that, sorry. But it's easy to say that and say like, oh, I got over it and whatever, without people seeing what certain individuals go through and what they do to get to that point. Whether it's motorcycle therapy, or if you're an artist and you love painting and you find some way to finally be able to put your prosthetics on, or to get in and around and set your stuff up again so you can start doing what you love all over again. Because I'm a firm believer, not just in the motorcycle aspect, because I know a lot of people looked at me like I was completely nuts to think I wanted to get back on here. But like I said in the first video too, I mean, it was a guy that I think he said he had like over a 24 pack. I was his third DUI, didn't have a license, took his ex-wife's truck that was in a completely different state, so I guess he just really wanted nicotine. I can't blame him. I still smoke, unfortunately. But I don't know, you'll notice I lose myself a lot in conversation, but I don't know, the more y'all want to tell me, the more y'all want to come up and tell me your story, if you don't mind. I mean, I really appreciate it and I respect it. I don't take it for granted for 1 second. I try to remember every single story and every single aspect, and if I don't keep up with the comments or replying as much, I will. I promise you I will. It just takes me a little bit of time, even though life's not too crazy right now. I still somehow get caught up. Got enough time to get the haircut the other day, like y'all noticed. Boy, thank you again, baby. Y'all are awesome. But I don't know. I guess it's just, like I said, just a random video. Just want to talk to y'all. It's just a little different when somebody's not on the other side. So, phone. But any other questions y'all have, any other ideas, I appreciate the tips and everything more than anything. Like I said 100 times before, I'm trying my hardest on this GoPro. I'm gonna do riding videos. I'm gonna do stuff going to the Richland General Store, going out to certain springs. I definitely want to make a couple videos of my prosthesis, if my doctor will let me put him on camera real quick and show the office where I go to get my leg supplies and all that. Incredible place. I'd like to share that too if anybody's interested. But again, speaking of sharing, if anybody wants to share anything with me, is there anything that bothers any of y'all? There's certain names that I don't like in certain ways. People say stuff, but it is what it is. You learn to get over a lot of stuff, I guess, especially in these situations. But just anything in general, I guess I'm just interested, just want to know if any of y'all want to drop by and share it with me. Other than that, I'm going to try to put together some kind of video just so I don't have to keep going over the accident. I'll try to put up some x-rays and show everything, because it's hard for me to remember everything that was done too. But I'll put up a lot of what I can. And the one thing I did want to mention is thank God that I was able to keep this guy. Because this is one thing that they wanted to take. First thing, the left leg was definitely one of the worst off, I guess I could say. But I don't know if y'all can see that in the camera really, but there's a nice little scar that runs down here. There's a little rope right around it, and that's like a chunk of bone right there. But I can't close my hand all the way. That's about as much as I can. If I wanted to ball a fist, I'd be in trouble. But I can still grab the throttle. That's the important part for me anyways. But that's another thing I guess I'm interested in too. If anybody stops by and sees my video, and even if you're not an amputee, even if there's nothing medically missing or broken or readjusted or anything like that, stop by, ask questions. I want to get a shirt in the worst way. This is just ask. I have no shame. I will tell anybody anything they want to know, as long as it's not, super personal, besides the accident. But open book for the most part. Trying to think here so I'm not delaying and pausing in the videos. Is there anything else I can think of? If I said it in this video or not, I'm sorry I had to record this like 3 times. People coming by in the wind. I don't even know if y'all are going to be able to hear this, but this month on the 20th, I have another appointment. I got to go to my prosthetist, Integrity Prosthetics in Lakeland, Florida. Really good place. Chris, Ed, all them, amazing people. But I got this one, as a few of y'all have and already know, with a weird wetsuit sleeve thing. But there's this different kind that I found. Annika, the amputee, and Footless Joe. Those are 2 of the people I watched a lot in the very, very beginning. And if y'all have never heard of them, again, go check them out. They're awesome. Footless Joe, she's a sweetheart. She's incredible. She had a horse accident and went through a bunch of surgeries like me, and then finally had to go that route. And Annika was in the military when all this happened. I don't want to discredit any of their stories, so if y'all want to check them out, that's really cool too. But there's one guy I really want to mention too. I don't want to say his name wrong, but on YouTube, Instagram, and the guy's everywhere. But Titanium, he lost his leg in a motorcycle accident as well, his left leg, and his right leg's really messed up. So a bunch of stuff, obviously. Crash a bike, it's not just one thing, it's all over. But he is one of the biggest inspirations. I used to watch Shade Tree and all them all the time in that hospital bed, sitting there. It just drove me nuts listening to the beeping and the nurses, and hearing bikes drive by the hospital window. That drove me crazy. I wanted to get back on the worst part, and I was all strapped up, didn't even have a leg. But he just, watching him in one of his videos, just contemplating if I was ever going to ride again. I mean, I wasn't even sure I was going to walk. I didn't even know I was going to have prosthetic legs. This was totally out of the world, completely just unexpected, like a lot of things like this are. You never really expect them. But watching him, there was one video I saw in general that I'll never forget, and it had his sport bike where he grabbed the grip on the handlebars. Here comes the loud truck. 1 second, please. Trash truck. But he grabbed the grip on his motorcycle, and he was up against the side of it with his prosthetic leg, and he was doing pull-ups with it, and just working out, then doing push-ups. And then I could see him hanging out with his kid, and just watching him over and over again, and seeing him get up with those huge ropes and doing all that. I mean, I'm just watching this guy thinking, if he can do all this, and y'all definitely got to check out his story. It's incredible how not only did he rebuild himself and his bike, but he rebuilt his whole life. This dude's such an inspiration, such an incredible guy, and I asked him, along with Josh, if I can give him a shout out. Because especially if I'm not someone's cup of tea, all tattooed up, broken, bruised, whatever, scratched, dented, is what it is. There's a few good people out there that are really in depth, and it's not just, hey, I lost my leg, go to a doctor. It's everything, and especially like the skin irritation, lotion that helps, little tricks like cutting apart your old sleeves and using those for padding. I mean, just incredible things. It just helps out so much. That's one thing I love about this community so much, including Brapstar, Shade Tree, and all them. That is the biggest thing. When I went to that camp out for the wedding and everything, not one negative second, not one, I don't know, rude person. everybody was amazing. Everybody was welcoming. Everybody that I went up to go shake a hand would give you a hug, and they said you were family. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Some of the best, I can't because I'm going to start the waterworks. But some of the best people I've met in this entire world happened at that camp out. I mean, it's, y'all got to go if you haven't been. If you can get there, if you can find a way, get there, especially in March. I mean, the best people, and David and Cindy and everybody are just amazing. I'll be here for an hour talking if I keep going. But I don't know. Rambling is always making a video about everything. But at least this one's longer than 2 minutes. Hopefully it doesn't bother y'all. I don't know. Let me know if you want longer videos or shorter videos, especially when I get the GoPro handled, because I want to do a lot of riding and show, and just anybody that's even interested in what Florida's about. Like the Richland General Store is a real good ride for me, an hour or so, and that's one of the oldest general stores in Florida. It's incredible. A lot of history, a lot of really cool things. But I definitely want to do a ride out there and maybe get the owner on camera or something. But yeah, like I said, not to ramble. Y'all let me know any questions, anything, and definitely if there's anything that bothers any of y'all, injury or not, if it's anything that somebody says, mainly I guess injury with that, but if there's anything someone says, well, you can do that, why can't you do this? And just, if you don't mind, let me know. Does that really bother you? Does it get stuck in your head? Because that's the one thing. I wear emotions on my sleeves, but I don't wear sleeves, so they're kind of right out there. Somebody really says something or gets me messed up, you know, it takes a couple minutes, but when it kicks in, it's like, wow. And I really got to break down every part and piece of it and figure it out, and just, I don't know, really, it slows me down sometimes. I guess that happens with anybody, especially if somebody insults you or whatever. But the biggest thing that I've ever had with this whole entire accident that really got to me was, I had these people that moved next door, and they weren't the best people. Not that I'm the best in the world either, but they just weren't the nicest, and they got aggravated one day, and I never even said one word to them, but they felt the need to look over to me and say that I deserved to be in that wheelchair, and I deserved everything that got to me. On top of that, I probably lied about what happened and how I crashed. There's enough witnesses, there's enough people. I mean, they all see it, it's nothing. I was riding home one night on the way back from Dollar General, and I didn't even expect it. Some guy just popped out, I know who it is, but I'm not gonna say his name. Popped out in a no passing zone, and everybody that was there said there's nothing you could have done. It was just, boom. I was riding along, and then he just pulled out and smashed. Even, the one thing I definitely wanted to tell y'all was the crazy part is right around the corner, because this happened right around the corner from my house. I have to drive across that same patch of road and look at it every single day, which I'm not gonna lie, that definitely gets to me every once in a while. Might throw a certain hand gesture down to the pavement every once in a while, but other than that, the biggest thing was there was already an ambulance around the corner, and this is something that never leaves my head even for 1 second. They were dealing with another call with somebody else that I'm not sure what it was. There's somebody on a bicycle, might have needed assistance, whatever have you. But I'm very grateful that he did that. For whatever reason he did that. I went back to the fire department almost 2.5 years later to go try to find all the people there that did the wraps on my legs, because they said they were bleeding out. My legs were like spaghetti. There's one guy that said he literally found a piece of my shin in the middle of the road. I'm sorry for those of y'all with weak stomachs. But literally parts of me in the middle of the road on top of my cowboy boots, all the way on the other cross, said they flew right off. But if they weren't there for that guy, every single one of them said that there's no chance I'd be here. I wouldn't even be making this video right now. I wouldn't have seen my son's birthday. I mean, there's so many things I think about every single day, and it makes you wonder, is it worth it to get back on? Is it really, you know, is it that much? Is it this? Is it that? And I don't know. I think it is. I know it's a risk, but everything's a risk. No matter what you do, you could fall out of bed, break your neck. There's a guy in New York, supposedly, that was walking down the sidewalk, tripped over a crack and landed sideways, snapped his neck, and that was it. That was it. I guess this is a little graphic, so again, I'm going to try to go easy on that. But I don't know. It's just, again, not to make this too long, but it's just crazy to think, like, if that guy wasn't there acting like a fool or whatever he was doing, they would have never been there. Even one of the EMTs said they heard the brakes lock up and the tires squealing, and as he heard that, he turned, and then he literally saw my boulevard just in pieces everywhere, and then me shooting up over flying, I don't know where, somewhere right in front of me. I'm actually kitty corner from where it happened, ironically enough. But yeah, I don't really know on that note. I guess I just really wanted to tell you all that, but some incredible people, the fact that they did that for me. I mean, I know it's their job, I know it's what they sign up for, but no, I don't know. At the end of the day, nobody's going to force them to do it. You know, it's their job, it's their choice, but between that and then the EMTs telling me that they lost me 3 times on the way to the hospital, had to actually resuscitate me and bring me back. That was another big, even right now I got chills just saying it. It's crazy to think. I went to the store to go get brake fluid for my Mustang because I just finished doing the brake line. And I picked up some Dayquil or something else in a grocery bag and put it in my leather jacket and got on the bike and headed home, and ironically enough, I didn't make it home that one day. Made it to the hospital. Didn't make it home. And here goes the trash truck again. Alright. I'm going to work on making these videos a little better with the noise and all that stuff, but this is just the perfect spot. And if I can do this without shaking it too much. I mean, how could you complain about that? Jeez, come on. There's even a couple gators down in that pond y'all can't see right now, little babies. So I just had to do it. And I can't find my mount. I don't know what I did with it. But I'm going to start trying to be a little more professional, just a little bit, write down some questions and ideas and all that, so I'm not pausing and delaying and doing all this stuff. And maybe find somewhere that's not like a wind tunnel, because I'm going to be awfully upset if I try to edit this, or I don't edit, but play it back and see how bad it is. Yeah, without going too long, again, thank every single one of y'all. I have not stopped smiling since. I usually do smile anyways. I'm a pretty happy guy. I'd like to think I am. But yeah, any of y'all that are out there, like I said, if I didn't mention it, I do have an Instagram too, and the only reason I bring that up is because I have a video of me on the LS650, and that's the first bike I got back on after the accident. That was like one of the best feelings in the world. Not the fastest bike in the world, but loud. That picked up pretty good. And the funny thing is, I didn't get to put it in the video, but I got this thing that I told you all about, how it's all stretchy and it's like a wetsuit. On the way back, I went around the block a couple times and it felt pretty good. And like a typical person that doesn't think too well, I said, let's go a little further. So I went around the block, went around the corner. I was feeling so good. I was nice weaving back and forth, everything just, it was all coming back. And then, laugh all you want, but it felt like my leg was falling off. I was like, what is going on? I know it's fake and it's not really rubber, even though everybody says that. The foot itself is, but my actual foot is carbon fiber. That thing's crazy. It looks like a compound bow. Like I'll show y'all eventually. But getting down the road and I go to shift, and I showed y'all I put my foot on the top of the shifter to pull up, and it felt like it was just like Stretch Armstrong. I'm like, what is going on? So I pulled over and I looked down, and sure enough, I put that webbing when I was shifting. I guess I must have shoved my knee up into the petcock for the fuel shut off, and it poked a hole right in my sleeve. So the first day I got back on a bike, I got my leg doing this kind of thing. I had to hold on to it to sit there and pull back and shift just to get back to the house. And I said, well, probably think about that a little more the next time around. But if y'all care to see that, it's not much. It's just me being a goof, weaving back and forth a little bit. But I mean, that was a real good day. And I still have that bike too. I got to put it back together, sell it to somebody else. But yeah, if anybody's interested, it's same thing. It's Crash 2.0. I had to make it a little different, I guess. All right. Well, until the next video, again, thank all y'all for stopping by. Please subscribe. Click the little bell icon at the bottom right if you want to get notifications. If not, thanks for stopping. All right, YouTube. Crash out.